with an indirect free kick in their half, the midfield third. Sloboyelieski, the keeper for St. Louis, is off to our left, and Scott Manning, the keeper for the Stallions, is off to our right. St. Louis going. Yilmaz Orhan down low in the left corner. His kick is knocked down by Jimmy Sinclair. Now Sinclair settling the ball down, pushes it up to Ernie Buriano, and Buriano now with a run through the midfield third. Ernie Buriano with a nice move going around Orhan. Top of the box. His shot goes to the right of Sloboyelieski, and it rolls off in the corner, and Donnie Ebert has it for the St. Louis Steamers. Ebert with a nice pass through to Steve Petcher. Down low, Yilmaz Orhan, and Scott Manning is out of goal quickly to make the save, and then roll it up to Ernie Buriano. Buriano now with a right-footed effort down low on a diagonal run. Yubo Petrovic over in the right corner to the left of Sloboyelieski. He's marked up by Johnny Strumolo. And then Delinsky's kick goes upstairs. It'll be a goal kick for the St. Louis Steamers. Again, the referee tonight is Don Weinschenk. This is the 6th and final meeting of the regular season between the Steamers and the Buffalo Stallion. The Stallion trail in games to date 3-2. The last time out was a disaster at the Odd in Buffalo. They came away with a 8-4 decision. St. Louis being outshot on the night, 63-39. Emilio Romero lays it off on the far side. It's Tony Glavin, the motorman, in. His shot is knocked down by Manning. The motorman's first effort from left point was knocked down on a good defensive play by Manning. The ball loose on the near side. Romero keeping it in, and Manning covers up right in front of Tony Glavin, and he distributes it out to the midfield third for Pat Acuto. It goes through Acuto and all the way down to Sloboyelieski. Bobby Bazzota now making his first appearance on the pitch tonight for Pat McBride. Played well in the loss to Cleveland last Sunday. Eddie Azevedo making a play for Buffalo and pushes it back to his keeper. Goes up to the Buffalo red line to Buriano. Buriano trying to go around Emilio Romero, or Johnny Strumolo can't do so. And Tony Glavin hit it with his right foot, and the shoe went the same distance as the ball. Bobby Bazzota fighting and scrapping at the boards on the far side is marked up by Eddie Azevedo. Bobby Bazzota, a muscular young man from St. Louis who just signed a month ago, into Johnny Strumolo, and Manning makes the save on the motorman. He tried to push that one through without a shoe on. Penalties have expired to the two teams. Charlie Jordash fires to the wide to the right. A follow-up by Urquhart is wide. Buriano selling it down low. Mepham, he misses to the far post, and Bobby Bazzota trying to bring it back out. Does so to Donnie Ebert. Ebert to Bazzota, to Sammy Bick. Bick now selling the ball down. We're down to 1:10 left here in the first quarter. Donnie Ebert trying to go around Mepham, having some problems in doing so, and Dennis Mepham, who scored 2 goals in a win 2 weeks ago for the Stallion in the win over St. Louis, has the ball right at the top of the hot box. He's marked up by Sammy Bick, and then sends it back to Charlie Jordash. Jordash with 71 points now with a diagonal run, trying to go around Emilio Romero. Does so, fires it up for Buriano, and a goal. A picture.
Pretty goal. It just seemed it was inevitable, Jim, that it was going to happen one way or another. Either the Steamers were going to score or Buffalo was going to score, because you have to.
1-0. Buffalo leading St. Louis, and that's a tough break in the sense that you don't like to let the team get on the board when in the final minute, and it's a tough break, but it was an excellent play, a diagonal run with Charlie Jordash. He is not one of the favorite players on the St. Louis Steamers. They've had some problems with him. Buriano from Charlie Jordash. Betts putting the ball back in play to Manning. Scott Manning, the keeper for Ray Klavec and the Stallions, pushes it up to the near side for Delinsky. Delinsky loses it out to Yilmaz, and then he is tackled off the ball by Hervé Guillot. Jimmy Sinclair, the captain, pushes it down to the far side. Inside, Hervé Guillot hit the top of the crossbar. It bounces out. And Slobo making a play. Guillot trying to keep it in. Has a good play. And Steve Petcher makes a sensational play right at the line to keep it in. We're down to 10 seconds. Guillot to Delinsky. He fires. And a goal for John Delinsky. From left to the far corner, from left wing by John Delinsky. Number 6 on the year. With 4 assists, he has 10 points.
Well, it's nice to have a person like that score for you, someone who's only scoring their 6th goal. The Steamers have got to get something going, despite the fact that their defense has played extremely well. That last flurry where Guillot took the shot and then Petcher had a defensive play was just magnificent. But to win here over Buffalo, the Steamers will be the Central Division champions.
Off for Carl Rose. He cranks, and Manning makes the save. He looked like he was down and looked like he was beaten, but his right hand swung up and made the save. And then Mepham from behind took the ball away from Carl Rose. He is all over the place tonight. Dennis Mepham, 12 points on the year and 8 goals and 4 assists, and he can play some D. Buriano now in the St. Louis third is met there by Ty Keogh as he came across the St. Louis red line. Lays it off on the near side for Eddie Azevedo. Eddie Azevedo on the near run back to the far side of Buriano. Eddie Azevedo cranks, and a goal by Eddie Azevedo on a fade from Buriano. And
so he made a good effort for it. He just couldn't stop the ball. I guess the momentum was just too much for him, Jim. It's 3-0 Buffalo.
9 minutes to play for Fady. Ready approaches the ball, hits it with left foot, and it's a goal. Goal for Donnie Ebert, and it's a 3-1 game.
Well, you called it, Jim. You wanted the Steamers to get that penalty kick in for the first time this season. And for Don Ebert,
I think he could have had to play. Donnie Ebert. Here we go.
Of the season, number 9, Don! Time of the goal, 7:14. Ebert
has it right at the top of the box, and he can fire. Carl Rose trying to make the play. Petrovic misses, and Charlie Jordash follows with a goal. The goal by Charlie Jordash, making his 36th of the year, 36 assists, 72 points.
Well, that was downright hard to believe because Carl Rose was the initial defender on the play, and Carl made a stab with his foot to stop Jordash from kicking the ball. But he really didn't even reach far enough. Like you say, it was slow motion. And then when Jordash went to really kick the ball in, Carl was standing off to the side like, my job is over, and that's the way it goes. So that was really, I'm not trying to single Carl out as a bad player, but I kind of think it was a little bit his fault, that goal.
Yilmaz Orhan playing the ball off the boards on the far side at right wing, ready to crank. Again, Delinsky making a nice play, and Mepham sends it out to the midfield third. Charlie Jordash now right in front of his own bench, who just scored his 36th goal. There's Carl Rose making a play. Carl Rose again. In all fairness to Carl, has missed the last 3 games. His right thigh is heavily taped. It might be that he simply can't go those good lateral movements because there's nobody quicker in the league. Donnie Ebert down to Carl Rose. He cranks, misses, and goes right over the top of the 6'6" crossbar. Johnny Stremino intercepting at the midline, but the ball loose again down in the St. Louis third off to our right. Slobo Yulievsky pushes it out to Sammy Bick. St. Louis now trailing the play. Emilio John for the St. Louis Steamers. So Sammy Bick over the near side for Tony Glavin. Ernie Buriano making a play for the Buffalo Stallion. Pushes it up. Using the boards on the near side, sends it up to Savage. Savage ready to fire, and he misses and hits the crossbar. And a goal is scored by Petrovic, and it's 5-1. And the second
he scored in this game, and Buffalo is really doing a number on the Steamers. And I have to agree with you, Jim, that Slobo Ilievsky is not getting a great deal of help back there defending that goal. And I don't know what the problem is with the Steamers. It just seems as though Buffalo. Well, it just seems as though Buffalo is all over Slobo Ilievsky, and you aren't seeing the Steamer players coming in there again. That what they're doing is they're just ganging up on the Steamers, and for some reason the Steamers haven't been able to get
soccer league action on KMOX FM in St. Louis. Another offside play on Donnie Ebert and Greg Villa down low. Now Ebert comes out to take a possible pass from Rose. So Rose decides to go the other way on the near boards for Greg Villa. Villa trying to set up Ebert with the kick on the near boards to bring it back through the crease, but Buffalo was there. Sinclair making the play. Good crossing pass to Delinsky, who has a goal here in the first half. Delinsky lays it off now. Pat Ercole is tackled off the ball. Good defensive play by Carl Rose to Sammy Bick. Down to 1:20 to play, first half, 5-1. The Stallion leading the Steamers. Johnny Stremolo to Sammy Bick, right at the top of the hot box. He tried to heel it in, but Buffalo right there making a play. Over the far side, Johnny Stremolo trying to keep it in, does so. Eddie Azevedo now making a play for Buffalo, and he will push it out. From left to right, Greg Villa making a play by Eddie Azevedo to Pat Ercole. Ercole now sends it over the far side for Charlie Jordash to Delinsky. Delinsky now, he is ready to fire, and a good play by Carl Rose. He made the tackle on John Delinsky. Back to Sinclair at the St. Louis red line. Sinclair through the legs of Villa, down low all the way to Slobo, and he covers up and sends out to Donnie Ebert. Ebert now at the midfield third. Less than a minute to play, 45 seconds. Ebert to Carl Rose. 5-1, the Steamers trailing. And the Stallions have looked sensational here in the first half. Bobby Bozzetta stepping in the ball, marked up by Tony Betts at left wing. He pushes it out, nobody there. And here comes Charlie Jordash. And Savage, and he cranks, and Slobo making a save, and Slobo then covers up. Slobo Yulievsky out to Carl Rose. Buffalo making things happen here tonight, and just good hustle. Zoran Savage loses the ball, and Buriano's left-footed effort goes over the glass. Buffalo now is going to be given the ball. Sinclair pushes it back to Scott Manning. Scott Manning taking his time, comes out, goes over to the far side to Delinsky. Delinsky back to Manning, 5 seconds. Buffalo just taking their time to run out the clock here in the first half. There's the horn ending the play to the right of Scott Manning into Donnie Ebert. He fires on the right side and a goal scored by Donnie Ebert. That's a 5-2 game. The second goal tonight from Ebert. From Yilmaz Orhan on the corner kick to Ebert. He fired once.
Well, I'll tell you what, Scott Manning didn't even make an attempt at that goal, and he certainly would have if he had felt better. Here it is.
46th of the season, assisted by number 11, Yilmaz Orhan.
Jim, he didn't seem to want to use his hand.
Petcher misses on the far side as the Steamers have the ball in the Buffalo third. Buriano trying to kick it out, but Yilmaz Orhan. Tony Glavine down for Petcher, and it's too long, and Scott Manning comes out to make the save, and he pushes it all the way through the midfield third, all the way down to Slobo Yelievsky. Well, Tony Glavine had a break on Dennis Meppen. Here comes Glavine again. He shoots it in the corner on the right side. Romero trying to set up Tony Glavine and Ty Keogh, and it goes through, and it comes all the way back out to Savage. Zoran Savage now with a run. His tackle off the ball by Tony Bellinger. Eddie Azevedo has the ball, crosses in front of Glavine on the far side. Eddie Azevedo fires it up, and Glavine makes the play along with Bellinger. Bellinger and Glavine. Glavine out with the ball, coming out of his own third. Lays it up on the far board for Bellinger, who flies down the right side. Crosses over in the Buffalo third to Glavine down low. Betts making a play to Azevedo, and Tony Bellinger settles it down. Now loses the ball to Zoran Savage. Zoran Savage with a break at right wing. He steps over the ball and cranks, and Slobo makes the save on the right side. Carl Rose making a play in front of Savage and pushes the ball back out to the St. Louis red line. Eddie Azevedo fakes left and comes back into the near side. Push it over on the near side for Patacuto. Patacuto loses the ball to Ty Keogh. St. Louis now hustling in their own defensive third. Something we did not see, particularly in that second quarter when they went behind 5-1. Romero sends it off for Glavine. It's too long. Eddie Azevedo sends it up on the near side for Zoran Savage. Zoran Savage quickly up to Sinclair. Savage to Leshev, and Leshev loses it. And Ty Keogh makes the play to Slobo Yelievsky, but Tony Betts is there to make the play right in front of Romero in front of the penalty box. You're listening to KMOX-FM in St. Louis, Missouri. Steamer Soccer on KMOX-FM 103 on your FM dial. Jim Holder along with Nancy Drew. 7:21 to play, third quarter. It's 5-2. Donnie Ebert, the rookie sensation from SIU Edwardsville, and born and raised here in St. Louis, has both goals tonight, now 46 on the year. Ebert heads it back into the top of the hot box. Sinclair is there to make the play and push it out for Buffalo. To Gio, they're in the St. Louis third. Patacuto overruns the ball on the far side and will have to settle the ball down. At Urquhart now to Ocuto. To Delinsky. Delinsky fires and misses, and Sammy Bick right in front of Pat Urquhart. Loses the ball out to Hervé Guillot. Guillot goes in, and Urquhart finds the back of the net. A beautiful pass from Hervé Guillot to Pat Urquhart, and he beats Slobo at the near side.
He's been in something of a scoring slump, and now he has just recorded his 31st goal of the season for the Buffalo Stallions, and a nice goal it was. I'll tell you what, Jim, it's been kind of interesting to watch the Stallions outshot the Steamers 42-26 in the first half of play.
Yilmaz Orhan cranks it up on the right side. Ty Keogh, his tackle off the ball by Delinsky, and a good defensive play right in front of the box. He is tackled off the ball by Sinclair. No call made. And Buriano has the ball. 2 seconds. 1 second. Buriano, there's the horn, ending the third quarter with the score. In the fourth quarter, as the Steamers kick off, Greg Villa with the ball with a rush into the Buffalo third. He cranks it up, and Betts is right there. And Villa fires again. Glavine is there and has a goal on the rebound from Villa. And it's 6-3. The Motor Man is back. And it's 6-3. And the crowd is on its feet. Over 19,000.
Oh, boy, the crowd roar when that goal was scored was almost deafening. They were just incredibly ecstatic over the goal by Tony Glavine. It is number 35 for Mr. Glavine on the year, and a pretty goal it was. Here it is.
The fifth of the season, number 22. Assisted by number 13, Greg Villa. Time of the goal, the 10-second mark. Glavine from Villa. A reminder, please refrain from throwing any objects on the floor.
Buffalo over the Steamers, and Jim, that the closest the Steamers have been since midway through the second period. The fans are really hyped up about it. There are 17,707 here tonight, the 7th largest crowd in Major Indoor Soccer League history.
Donnie Ebert at left wing. St. Louis on the power play. Ty Keogh is the point man. Glavin is at right wing. Inside. And Emilio Romero. His attempt is knocked down by Manning. Manning quickly out to the midfield third. Ty Keogh is there. He is marking up against Ernie Buriano and Patacuto. Pushing is called against Ocuto. St. Louis to put the ball in play. Referee Don Weinchick who has the ball now. And Patacuto loses the ball to Tony Glavin. The motorman always hustling. Lays it off for Ty Keogh. He is the point man and quickly pushing the ball up. We're down to 10:21 to play. At right wing is the motorman. He cranks and misses at near post. Emilio Romero, Emilio John trying to keep it in. John does, sends it off to Keogh. Ty Keogh, the 4-time All-American from St. Louis University, who plays outdoors for the Shockers in San Diego. Lays it off on the left side for Donnie Ebert. At right wing, Tony Glavin, he pumps in a goal. A beautiful goal. He hit it with his left foot, and a goal for the motorman. It's 6-4. Hold on. St. Louis is coming back.
Oh, that was one of the prettiest goals I have ever seen by Tony Glavin as he came in on the right side of the boards, right out to the penalty area point and kicked it past Scott Manning. It was just a picture-perfect goal for Tony.
Game tonight. He is marked up by Greg Villa. Greg Villa attempting to take the ball away. Now Villa makes the play, and Manning is knocked down at the left wing area. Manning gets up, and now he's limping. And Dennis Mepham has the ball, sends it on the far side for Sinclair behind Steve Petcher. Petrovic fires and misses at the far post. It circles the boards, and Sinclair settling it down for Buffalo. Back to Harvey Guillo, to Charlie Jordache. Guillo goes over and is headed away by Greg Villa. Greg Villa to Johnny Strumolo to Villa. Villa has the ball right at the top of the hot box for Tony Glavin. Glavin trying to grate through. It's into Johnny Strumolo. He can't find the handle, and Jordache makes the play. Villa cranks in. Manning makes the play. We're down to 1:20 to play. 6-4. Buffalo leading St. Louis. Slobo Yelieski all the way out at the midfield line now. St. Louis has an open net. Sammy Bick trying to head it in. And Villa with a scissors kick, and Manning covers up right in front of the goal mouth area. Slobo Yelieski retrieves for St. Louis. 1 minute to play. Slobo now. And St. Louis needing a couple of goals here to tie it. Steve Petcher's long right-footed effort. Down low. Donnie Ebert heads it back in to Ty Keogh. He settles it down. Glavin fires it. But Manning covers up and goes out to the red line, his own red line, to Charlie Jordache. Ty Keogh is there to make the play. St. Louis with a great rush here. Tony Glavin. Slobo Yelieski. He's going to crank. Uses the boards. Manning covers up. Slobo fired from that left wing area. Almost had a goal. He's got a couple of assists on the year. Steve Petcher now at left wing to Donnie Ebert. And it's fired back to Manning, and Manning will bring it out. What a great rush by St. Louis. Petrovic with a scissors kick. There's an empty net. Petrovic now finds the back of the net, and that'll be the clincher. It's 7-4. The Buffalo Stallions leading the St. Louis Steamers. Petrovic found the back of the net in an open net. And that'll about do it. A great rush by the St. Louis Steamers. I guess that's the kind of play that makes this team fun to for the offense, who just scored another goal for Buffalo. Hey, offense, for all you do, this Bud's for you. A great flurry by the Steamers in the last couple of minutes, Nancy, but Buffalo was equal to the cause.
Wow, that was just something else, Jim. They've done what it took to win this game tonight, and Buffalo has just been all over the Steamers, and they deserve to win this game, but the Steamers have tried to come back, and they really kind of thrilled the fans in the fourth period, but up until then it was all Buffalo.
Sammy Bick in the midfield third, his right-footed effort down low. It's the glass in the far corner. Donnie Ebert trying to get control. There's the horn ending the game with the final score. The Buffalo Stallions have beaten the St. Louis Steamers 7-4. This is St. Louis Steamers soccer.